respiratory system by doing heavy cardio. So we want to be opening up the airways, creating space for the lungs to move. We want to get the lymphatics moving so that everything's flowing through the body. So when we look at having a lot of congestion and mucus in the body, hard to breathe, lots of heavy coughing, we need to get the diaphragm engaged. We need to get the rib cage moving so that when we breathe in, the diaphragm can contract, the ribs can expand, the lungs can fill with air. And now we're starting to get some blood flow and circulation. So without further ado, let's get going. So we start by opening up the lymph. So the lymphatics all drain into the left collarbone. So we start by rubbing just above the collarbone, 10 little rubs, 10 little taps, nice and light. Whenever we're stimulating the lymph, typically we just go light and easy because we're just opening up those lymph nodes for circulation. We are going to go up here in the back of the ears here, nice and light, because we can get quite stuck and congested when everything is full up in the head. Little taps. And then we're going to go to the jowls right here. Get in a little closer and tap right here. And then we want to go to the temples. Nice light rub in the temples. Nice light little taps, good. And then around the head. So we want to really make sure that we're giving the brain a chance to drain. Doing this one before bed is fabulous because at nighttime is when the brain drains, and so if we can really help by clearing the lymphatics before sleeping, that's super helpful. And then what we're going to do is just press into, there's two little points just at the chin, and I just want you to press in and rub. And you'll find some spontaneous deep breaths will come over you, and I want you to just take them. And then you're going to find your smile line. So I fly by nostrils there, and then just slide into the smile lines. And you'll feel these two little divots. If you've had some sinus congestion, this could be tender, and I just want you to get in there and rub and breathe through it. Know if it's tender that you definitely have some blockages in your lymph area, and we want to open that up. And then we're going to go just inside the eyebrow, and you're going to press and then just move along the eyebrow line. And again, if you've had some congestion, that's just going to feel tender, but that kind of hurts so good, feeling like you're really opening things up. And then you're going to go against your forehead and you're just going to pull, right? We're just really creating that space for all of this to move out. Good. And then we're going to go to the top of the head and pull down. Good. Hopefully you're feeling things loosen up already. And then you're just going to come to the back of the neck. Give that a little pull, and then just down onto the front of the shoulders. Good. Ah, feels great. Okay, so back to lymph. We're going to go under the collarbone now. Just being a little careful with the mic, but just nice little rub under the collarbone, some taps, and then under the other side in the collarbone. For some reason I like to sway when I do it, just stimulating movement. I mean, ultimately what moves lymph is breath and movement. So just feel free to sway or shift and tap. And then we're going to go down in through the ribs here. Good. And really scraping. You get that rub, and then you want to really scrape in there. And then tap. Good. And again, as you feel those breaths coming upon you, just really take advantage and take a big breath in. And then scraping here and exhale. Good. And if you do this a couple of times a day, it can be done anywhere, anytime. Down the sternum here, it will really help to open things up and help you heal faster, right? So we want to get the inflammation down, we want to get fluid flow up, and toxins removal. So now I'm just scraping from my sternum across my ribs, and just opening. And boy, if you've had a bad cough, hopefully this is just feeling like everything is releasing and releasing and releasing. Good. And then we're going to go into the abdomen. And we're going to rub all around the abdomen. You can go up and down. You can go side to side. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to take our hands, we'll tap. Then we're going to take our hands under the ribs, and you're just going to be just scraping right here, just scraping underneath. And if it's quite tender, make sure whatever you're pressing is tolerable. You don't need to hurt yourself to heal yourself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. But you do want to try and free up the diaphragm from under the ribs here. Free up the abdominals a little, the obliques and the transverse abdominis. Good. And then I'm just going to get you to pull from your waist. So from the waist, you're just going to pull across just to release again any tension between your ribs and your pelvis here. Good. And those breaths are coming, so take them. And we'll do the whole body, even though we're focusing on the respiratory tract. You're going to rub in front of the hips. Good. And in the inner thigh. And then the back of the knees. Get that going. Awesome. And then the inside of the ankles. And then we're just going to tap all the way up. And then let's just stir it up here. Just take some breaths. And exhale. Good. Excellent. So if you find that any kind of movement is still getting you coughing a lot, then just play it down and know that you have the next level to go at. All right, so I've got my melt roller here. I'm just going to come and place the roller just at the bottom of my shoulder blades, and I can punch my arms there and just sort of make sure that the bottom of the ribs or the shoulder blade is touching. And then I'm going to lift my pelvis. You want to tuck, engage your core, and come place it down so that you're nice and stable between the bottom rib and your pelvis. Take your hands behind the back of your head. Let your head be fully supported. And just take a breath in and just notice what space you have in your rib cage. It's called a rib length assessment. And then do a side bend to the right and just breathe into the left rib and notice how that feels. If there's any restriction, and then over to the other side. Take a breath in and just notice how that feels. And we'll come back and check later and see if we've opened anything up, and then come back to center. So you're just going to step your feet out a little bit. You're going to let the roller slide down, roll up towards the top of the shoulder blades. You're in that nice tuck or scoop through the tummy. And we're going to start to glide. So I'm just gliding up and down in between the shoulder blades. Notice now my elbows are pointed more to where the wall and the ceiling meet. What that does is it brings my shoulder blades a little bit wider apart. And I'm pressing into the front or the curved side of the roller, and I want to keep the pressure consistent in both directions. Good. And you might have felt like you're moving a little bit off the mat, so I'll just slide down. And then we're just going to pause, place your pelvis down, and just go into a little twisting action right there. Good. And then you wait. Take a breath in and exhale. Now you're going to tip your right elbow up to the ceiling, and it's going to tip you a little bit onto the left inner shoulder blade. And we're just going to start to glide up and down there on the left inner side of the shoulder blade. So you're basically between your spine and between the shoulder blade itself. And then we're going to stop and just fan this elbow. Open and close it, and then you wait. Take a breath in and exhale. And then we come back to center, and we tip the left elbow up. So it's going to just tip you over to the right side. You hover your pelvis. And again, what's most important is that you're pressing into the front or the curved side of the roller, and that the pressure of your body against the roller is consistent in both directions. And then you're going to place your pelvis down, and you're going to open and close that arm. And then you're going to wait. Take a focused breath in and exhale. Good. Now we're going to sit up here, and we're going to come onto our side. And we're going to take the one arm and place it above the roller, and then use this arm to navigate the roller. We're going to place the roller just about bra line or slightly below, but you want to stay off those bottom ribs. And you've got your hands on the floor. So I don't have a lot of weight on my ribs. I'm in charge of how much that is. And I'm going to start to pump with my legs. And as I do that, again, I don't even have a lot of weight on my arms. Most of my body weight is on my hips and my legs. Notice how the roller is creeping up to my armpit. And then I'm going to pause, I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to bring the roller down. So watch that you don't have your arm way out here, putting stress on the shoulder. Your hands are in close, you're comfortable. And then we start to pump with the legs. And as you pump with the legs, the roller is going up along your ribs and it's working its way up to the armpit. And let's do 3 passes because this is a respiratory mat. This is one of my favorites to really get the sides of the ribs to open up. This can be quite painful if you've got a lot of stress there, if you've been sick and it's super painful, then give it a pass for now and do the exercise we did before and the ones we're about to do. And then come up. So let's head right over to the other side. I'm just going to move my roller to the other side. So here I am, knees tucked up. I've got this elbow under my shoulder and I can use my other arm to navigate the roller. I'm going to place the roller just about bra line. My arms, again, I don't have a lot of weight. They're just there to navigate. So if you're feeling any stress in the shoulder, your arm needs to move somehow. So that nothing should feel like you're putting strain on. If there's stuck stress, however, you will feel some tenderness. Lift up, bring the roller back down. And then we start to pump again right here. Good, creating that expansion. Bringing in space and fluid flow and blood flow. And one more, lift up, bring the roller down. Start to pump through the legs. Good. Whew, that feels good. Hopefully that's feeling good for you. If you've been all congested and feeling really tight and hard to breathe, this will open all of that up. Good, and then bring it up. Okay, so let's just check out and see how we're doing. So we'll bring the roller back to where we were. So the roller's just at the bottom of the shoulder blades. We want to lift your pelvis, tuck it, so you're engaging your abdominals. And the idea is that when we lengthen back, that your bottom ribs stay still, and you're moving your ribs from there. Now take your hands behind your head, let your head be heavy in your arms, keeping your abdominals engaged. Just take a breath in and lengthen. And what you want to notice is there's more space available. Side bend to the left, breathe into your right rib cage, and if before you felt there was a lot of restriction there, do you feel like there's just a little bit more room to breathe, a little less tenderness or restriction? Come back, and then over to the other side. It's a side bend. Take a breath in, and exhale back to center. Good. So just check in with yourself and see if any of that feels better. So now we're going to go into a sternal decompress. This one is very, very powerful in that we're going to be lying face down. Now I suggest you watch me first and then come on and do it. And I'll re-cue it because once your face is down, it's hard to see. So what I'm going to be doing here is coming onto the roller, and I want my chin just at the edge of the roller, and my forearms, elbows, and hands are down. As soon as I get on here, I'm going to go into some gentle rocking, just to get my sternum used to it. Then, and now I'm demonstrating and you're watching, right? So I'm going to talk through quickly and then I'll set you up. Now watch what happens here. I'm going to suck air in through my mouth like I'm breathing in through milkshake through a straw. And that causes my chest to expand, which causes me to lift. As I exhale, it's like air coming out of a tube and allowing the weight of my body to help the air leave, which brings me down. All right, so let's do this together. So we're going to come onto the roller. The roller is in front. You're going to have your hands down. You're going to place your body onto the roller with your chin just on the edge. That allows your head to be in alignment with your spine. With your hands, your elbows, forearms down, you're going to just do a little bit of gentle rocking. So you take a breath, and then we come to center. Now, breathing in milkshake through a straw with some intention here. Here we go. And the body expands. As you exhale, the weight of your body coming down is allowing the air to exit. Again, the expansion lifts you. Exhale through 2. And one more time. And exhale. A little gentle rock. Good. And then we're just going to come right off the roller and just lie on your back for a moment here. And just let that settle in. Just let it settle in. Good. Take a breath in, notice how it feels. If we've opened anything up for your breath. So I designed this to be short and sweet. You can roll over and sit up because I want you to do it. I want you to do it regularly. So if all you do is the standing limb stuff and you get in and you work the sinuses and around the head, that's going to help greatly. But if you can do the combination of both, it'll really open things up and get it moving. I'll come up with some more variations for you, but I just didn't want it to be too long because remember, the point is you need to do this to really get this inflammation down. And listen, I hope everybody feels better soon. Be mindful, take care of yourself, drink warm fluids. I love the Moonshine Mama. I wish I had a jar here to show you, but it's got turmeric and cayenne and pepper and ginger, and it's super yummy, and lemon. Anyway, just warm water and lemon, and rest. Let your body rest. And